we have three different colored scarf. The probability of the three colors are 0.2, 0.45, and 0.35 respectively. So let's represent the red scarf. The probability of a red scarf, that is 0.2. The probability of a blue scarf is 0.45. And the probability of a yellow scarf is 0.35. When she wears a red scarf, she always wears a hat. Let's say H represents the event of wearing a hat. Then the probability of wearing a hat when a red scarf is worn, that is 1. She always wears a hat. That means you have a probability of 1. The probability of wearing a hat when she wears a blue scarf. Now, probability of wearing a hat given that she wears a blue scarf, that is 0.4. And the probability of wearing a hat when she wears a yellow scarf, that is 0.3. Part A, we need to find the probability that on a randomly chosen day, she wears a hat. This is the conditional probability question. The easiest way is actually to solve this using a tree diagram. So the first tree, we look at the case of wearing a red scarf, blue scarf, and yellow scarf. And after that, we look at the case of whether she wears a hat or not. So this is red, blue, and yellow. Probability of wearing a red scarf is 0.2. A blue scarf is 0.45. And a yellow scarf is 0.35. H represents wearing a hat. H prime is the complement, which is not wearing a hat. So probability of wearing a hat given a red scarf, that is 1. Then probability of not wearing a hat when she wears a red scarf, that is 0. A hat when she's wearing a blue scarf, that is 0.4. These two adds to 1, so that must be 0.6. And we have 0.3 and 0.7. Find the probability that she wears a hat. So we need to find the probability of wearing a hat. Probability of wearing a hat, this is given by the probability of wearing a hat and a red scarf. You're looking at this, and that. Plus the probability of wearing a hat and a blue scarf, plus the probability of wearing a hat and a yellow scarf. So we are looking at the sum of these three probabilities here. Then a hat and red, we have 0.2 times 1. So we multiply the branch probability. Hat and blue, so we have 0.4 times 0.45. Hat and yellow, we have 0.3 times 0. That doesn't work. 0.35. The probability of wearing a hat is 0.485. That is part A. For part B, we need to find the probability that on a randomly chosen day, she wears a yellow scarf, given that she does not wear a hat. This is computing the probability of wearing a yellow scarf, given that she does not wear a hat. That is the probability of yellow and not wearing a hat. over the probability of not wearing a hat. Probability of wearing a hat is 0.485. Then the probability of not wearing a hat is 1 minus the probability of wearing a hat. That is 1 minus 0.485. Yellow and not wearing a hat, we look at the product of these two in the numerator. We have 0.35 times 0.7. In the denominator, we have 1 minus 0.485. To treat significant figures, we have 0.476.